Oh, baby. It's time! It's time! Masquerade of the Guilty. I heard that this is like a god tier quest. It's my favorite Archon quest. A lot of people are saying this is the best Archon quest. Poisson!
Oh no. What happened here?
Oh shit. Did the seawater rise and frickin' melt everyone? Well, this guy's alive. Oh shit.
Help! Help! Help me! Help!
Oh shit.
My leg. My leg.
Did her leg get dissolved? It's so interesting how they're all getting frickin' dissolved. It's like, how do they fix this? That's what I'm curious about. Is like, how do they turn this all around?
Thank you.
We're going to the grave, baby.
Navia, what's wrong?
Sorry. I just... Malus and Silver. They won't ever come back here again. Everyone agreed on the rescue plan, but still... I was the one they were helping evacuate the residents, but they couldn't leave.
No!
And they were caught in the seawater.
Rip. Actually, rip. Damn, she's actually tearing up. Hey, they tried their best to save people. They're heroes. They're heroes! My only wish is that we get a banner to get them back on our team! Has any other character, like, cried, like, visual tears like this? Like, it's definitely adding some emotion to this scene here. Has any other character, like, visually, like, been crying? Nahida, yeah, you're right. I wonder if it's newer tech, you know, changing their model enough to have the tears coming down. It has to be a newer tech, which is a nice touch. It's hard to take them seriously when there's, like, no emotion in their face. So that is pretty good. Pretty good.
I hope you'll let me be buried beside Master Callus, Demoiselle.
In that case, could I be buried on his other side?
But they can't be buried! Because we can't even find them! They've been dissolved in the primordial waters! If only we could recover their bodies and put them to rest where they deserve!
Malus and Silver were not the price for saving anyone. They're heroes.
Exactly.
Seems you've become more eloquent in the time since we last met.
Arlecchino. Fuck, she looks cool. She looks so cool. She just looks lethal. Tell me she's not cool. Starting to save right now. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I am saving now. Trust me. Trust me. She gives me vampire vibes. She gives me vampire mama vibes.
Do not be troubled by this token of our sincerity.
Cause she's from she's from Fontaine and she wants to like save Fontaine, right? Like she doesn't want the prophecy to happen, right? So the fact that she's coming in here and helping is like, damn, maybe there's more to her than meets the eye, right? Pretty cool. I actually really like that. The Knave might be the hottest character in Genshin for me. I don't find the Knave hot in the sense of like, I want to bang her. I think she's like hot in the sense of like, she's cool. She's like badass. It's like, yo, she's like John Wick. Like, I don't know. She's just like really interesting. Chlorinde. Let's just say I wish I was that shirt button. You know what I'm saying? This button is actually dying right now.
Help! Help!
You know what I'm saying?
Lenny told me that outside of the house, the person they trust most is you, which is why I want to give you this task.
Interesting. Working with the Fatui!
I'll go together with you.
Uh-oh. Navia's gonna die. Durena!
Huh?
I mean... Navia! Dead.
Demoiselle.
To be Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Essen.
Is this all the dead people?
You will be together with us forever.
Huh?
Huh? Wait just a moment. This isn't right!
Our opinion is consistent. Navia should stay. We and Navia are one.
And you would call this justice?
Even Malus and Silver.
Yeah, we know.
But they're all dead.
Yeah, we know. I knew this in the first 5 minutes. Like, come on. This is what I'm talking about with the Genshin storytelling. It's like, yeah, I fucking know. Like, you don't have to explicitly say it. Like, we can tell what's going on here. This is a cool scene. The way it happens is, you know, I get it, but the delivery's not great.
Silence.
That's our boy.
This shall be our last goodbye.
And that's beautiful. That's a great moment.
Silver.
It's a great moment. I get it.
Quickly, you must
Beautiful.
come now.
Goodbye, Demoiselle.
At least you got a goodbye. At least you got a goodbye.
I think I saw 2 Oceanids protecting you. Were it not for their intervention, I would not have been able to rescue you before your consciousness dissipated.
Melos and Silver! Melos and Silver! Thank you for your contribution to save our young Navia!
Stone slates. There's a person kneeling here. She seems so dedicated.
And is that Lady Farina in the 3rd image? Did the Hydro Archon fall into the water? The 4th image. I know this one.
Weird.
That's right. If the images are in chronological order, shouldn't the 4th, the waters drowning Fontaine, come before the 3rd, where the Hydro Archon herself falls into the water? If we go by timing, Lady Farina only emerges in the 3rd image. That means that the person in the 2nd image might be the previous Hydro Archon.
Egeria, then.
Oh, snap. Or is she not even the Archon? Interesting. Something's up here. Something's sus. Is this a Lesser Lord Kusanali Rukadavata situation? Something's up. Something's weird. And I can't put my finger on it.
Oh, that voice. Is that who I think it is?
Mona!
Oh, whoops. Guess we were getting a little too carried away there.
I like her voice actor. I like her voice. Like, her line delivery is very like, whoa, whipsy, whipsy, boopsy, whipsy, whoopsy.
You are the Hydro Archon Focalor, are you not? Look at this. This is a list of the victims from the recent Poisson incident.
You mean they're all...
I'll ask you again. Do you really have no information regarding the previous Archon?
I like him a lot.
I understand your concerns, but I'm sorry. I just don't have anything to tell you. That's all I have to say. We do not discuss this matter again.
Sprints away. Later, bitch.
So why did she keep refusing to engage?
Yeah, it's like a bunch of people just died. We're trying to figure this out. And she's like, eh.
I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things.
That was a little long-winded, don't you think?
Chlorinde.
Many minutes later.
Could Farina really be here?
Dragon strike. Oh, I was gonna attack her.
Should I just give up? This is all meaningless. What was meant to happen did happen after all. Everyone's dead.
Her voice sounds so different.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry. But what can I even do other than to repeat meaningless apologies over and over?
Nice voice acting. I'm
Who's that?
I'm digging it.
Don't worry, Farina. It's just us. So it is you, blonde traveler from another land.
Hey, there she is! The Hydro Archon's over there! Quick, after her!
Kill her. Wait, what?
Hey, Farina! There's a good hiding spot over here. Fine. I suppose haste is warranted.
They're gonna hit her over the head with a club.
What's happening? The ground's shaking. Yeah, a quake of this kind preceded the flooding in Poisson. It can't be. It's true. I've been investigating the prophecy for hundreds of years.
Hundreds?
I once had informants all over Teyvat, searching for clues and feeding information back to me. I've tried all kinds of ways, too, to hold back the sea. Anything to keep the coastline from advancing. But all my efforts proved to be futile in the end. Really, the truth has been clear to me for a very long time. We cannot make an enemy of the divine. No matter what we do, the will of the heavenly principles will have its way, and the prophecy shall be fulfilled. Give up. I do love the sound of that phrase. It would mean finally coming to terms with fate, but also for me to finally be free. Indeed, I've thought about giving up so many times, especially after we almost lost Poisson. But just now, it all became clear to me. I still don't have the right to come to terms with fate on behalf of everyone else. As long as the final moment hasn't come, it's still not too late. Don't worry. I will keep hope alive for everyone until the very end. Well, that's enough for now. I got the impulse to play the stricken maiden. Don't take any of what I just said seriously. How could I possibly let Fontaine fall to the whims of trivial prophecy?
She's a little shit. Little stinker.
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone. A witness. Yes, I've heard that you came to Teyvat from beyond the stars, yes. In other words, you never belonged here.
I frickin' knew it! I knew it! I could smell it. She just revealed in front of everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So this is what it is. Yes, you deserve praise for the effort you took to raise the dramatic stakes. Do not forget, however, that I am Focalors, the god of justice, the embodiment of justice itself. Does it not strike you as even the least bit absurd to bring the very concept of justice to trial?
Furina, you're a faker.
These words as your refusal to stand trial. In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
Oh shit.
You would draw your blade against a god?
Yes, because I know I'll beat you. Oh shit! Oh, she's like, yeah.
I see.
Yes.
It seems like you have made up your mind.
She just surrendered!
What the heck is going on? Did I just see an Archon surrender to a human?
How utterly humiliating.
Lady Furina, what is the meaning of this?
Shh! It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding. To be clear, the raising of both hands is not always an indication of surrender.
It's because I'm gonna scratch you!
I
Rawr!
raised my hands just now to indicate my acceptance of the trial. No duel shall be necessary. I, Furina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of justice!
That's true, but my charge here is unrelated to your conduct as an Archon. Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Wait, Lady Furina's a fraud?
Then why the f did I pull for her? Huh?
Charge accepted. Lady Furina.
I plead not guilty. How How can I be guilty? One need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very opera house, or consider the indemnitium that is used in every aspect of life.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly, child's conviction.
You tried to reference the Oratrice, but weren't you as confused as all the rest of us when the Oratrice declared Child to be guilty without any proof?
Didn't I make myself clear at the time? The decisions of the gods are naturally difficult for humans to comprehend.
Doesn't that mean you're a human then?
Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by the real Hydro Archon.
The real Hydro Archon? Well, now you're really losing me. It is true that I did not know why the Oratrice gave out a guilty verdict that day. But the Oratrice handed out that verdict unilaterally. And it has been operating independently ever since it was first created. You can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed, that the god behind it must also be no god at all.
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses. Seems like
my power as an Archon. There are many ordinary citizens in the audience. How can I—
If that poses a concern, I'm prepared to extend my protection to the audience.
She's caught in a lie, baby!
Yeah, no matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power?
Hey, come now, everyone. Please don't stare at me as if I was a liar. I'm still the same Furina you knew, right? The one that you love, please.
If what the prosecutor said is true, she really has committed a grave offense.
Did she deceive all of us? And all of our parents and grandparents too? And then all of our—
Oh shit.
That's enough.
Now, I've brought some seawater from Poisson. If we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching the seawater would have no effect on you. But if you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse. Oh, and I must remind you that after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to— I do hope you'll act prudently and choose the simpler path of admitting guilt.
Drama. Drama.
What?
Hey! I'm fine! Look at me, everyone! My hand is still here! I haven't been dissolved! Will you believe me now? I really am your Archon! I'm nothing like a normal human who would fall apart as soon as they touch this water!
Miss Siegewing? If you're present, Miss Siegewing, please—
Siege, don't be nervous. It'll—
Please announce the results of your evaluation.
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Furina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and flushed skin. These indicate that she was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater. The extent to which she was affected is the same as other humans when exposed to primordial seawater of a similar concentration.
Wait, what did she just say? I didn't get to—
Well, considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did originally prepare a direct sample of the seawater around Poisson. However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve an actual human. We don't want anyone else to lose their life to the sea.
Oh, it's like she gave her the, because the synth or whatever, they were using primordial, it was like getting you high.
I can't believe—
She just tried to herself on stage, what the?
Listen to me, everyone. Please don't give me such cold think about it. How can you conclusively prove that an Archon can't also be affected by the primordial seawater? Also, if I was really just a human, why would I dare to just put—
So I don't go to jail.
Please, anyone, just listen to me. I swear, I really am your Archon.
If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
She is more willing to lie than tell the truth.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway her. She's too stacked against her now.
She has a mental condition.
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Furina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Furina is guilty.
There she is, on her throne, crying,
We shall now turn
alone.
to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges.
Machine blows up.
To the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Furina is... The exact wording of the verdict is thus: to be punished via the death sentence.
Dunk her head in the water.
Not only is Furina's sentence overly excessive, the very point of our trial today was also to prove that Furina has never been the Hydro Archon in the first place. But now, the Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon.
Maybe it's not talking about Furina then. Maybe it's talking about Neuvillette.
If I may interrupt.
And Neuvillette is guilty and needs to die. Wait a second, that's a boy. That's a boy.
When we were at the ruins, I tried to decipher the hidden information
Oh,
recorded.
we got a twist coming. Uh-oh. We got a twist here.
I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontaine as well. Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontainians and the sin of the Hydro Archon were both correct. In the Fontaine of old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land. The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire to become of a similar kind. Not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiars by appropriating the power of this planet's primordial sea. She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanids' blood vessels, creating humanoid mimics in the process. But if Fontainians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these artificial restraints.
Yeah, but they're like also having babies and stuff, right?
As a result, their forms would collapse, and they would be reverted to their original forms as Oceanids. Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race. And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is the true history of how the people of Fontaine first came into being.
But if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death. After all, her only sin was creating us.
This is pretty cool so far.
If we're talking about a true culprit, that could only be that thing inside the primordial sea, right?
Uh-oh. Neuvillette, go! Damn! Sicko mode child. How sick would it be if they released like Delirium Child?
So we've met it at last. I understand very well why it has chosen to make an appearance here. That whale does not belong to Teyvat. It is a monster that has traversed the stars, weeping all the while. It has been greedily consuming the energy from the planet's primordial sea, using it to grow. And once it has finished consuming all of the energy contained within—
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontanians out of Oceanids—
Precisely. That whale finds the blood of Fontanians nigh impossible to resist.
So the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
Not if I can stop it. Wait, notice how we haven't seen Fiorina in a while? What's she doing? She just sitting upstairs crying still?
What's happening with the Oratrice?
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Furina!
Furina!
No, I still need answers.
How did you jump that high, bro? What in the what in the what in the what? Is that the actual Archon? Why did I pull for a faker? Why did I pull for a fake? What the f? Yo, she looks so cool there.
That shocked expression on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help myself.
She looks so much cooler. This skin is worse?
But to answer your question...
I mean, her other one's cool, but what's going on here?
You know.
Focalors, why did you deceive us?
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving the Heavenly Principles.
Deceiving the Heavenly Principles?
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine condemned to be flooded. It hardly gets more disastrous than a preordained national catastrophe. Now does it? So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather impossible situation that I found myself in. I spent a terribly long time mulling it over. There was only one possible solution to this confounding conundrum. I had to outwit the Heavenly Principles, allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, ostensibly at least, while saving everyone at the same time. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to be one of her Oceanid familiars.
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human by Egeria's hand?
Yes,
well,
I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even now. After becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered as my past self on her first day as a human being. The me you see before you now is that divinity. And the human counterpart I left behind.
Interesting.
I named Furina.
Interesting.
She could feel joy, sorrow, and everything.
She's just like a puppet.
She could be as vain and conceited, or as meek and vulnerable as she wished. Do you still remember the final scene of the prophecy? The Hydra Archon alone, weeping on her throne.
So has Focalors been alone, weeping on her throne, watching everyone else be human around her for 500 years? Fiorina has been 500 years of like pretending to be something.
In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, I invited Furina to be an actress, to play the part of the Hydro Archon in the prophecy. Under the curse I placed on her, so long as I, Focalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life in the pursuit of happiness. Instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role of leading lady, to forever play the part of the god from the prophecy, all to create a deceitful appearance of that prophecy coming to pass.
But Furina is only human, isn't she? Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other ordinary human being. I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure. It must have been torture for her.
Everyone she knows and loves has died.
It's been 500 years. And all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and agonizingly painful opera of all time.
Wow. Interesting twist. So, but where is Focalor? Is Focalor in like another realm? Is she in a dream? Where is this divinity hiding? Because it's like she's hiding in the shadows, away from God's eye. So, but like where?
Furina. Furina.
Huh? Who's that? Who's calling me?
Be not nervous. Be not afraid. I am before you.
Wait a moment. You're mirror me? How can this be? What do you wish to say?
The prophecy.
What prophecy? Wait, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon.
Oh.
But doesn't that mean everyone will die?
Oh, don't worry. Magical meetings exist in this world precisely to give. I will tell you how to save everyone, but you may have to suffer somewhat.
Oh, so there's still hope after all. Goodness, you frightened me. You spoke so much and was. As for the suffering, well, I will admit that the first thing that came to mind was, why do I have to be the one to suffer? But if the prophecy will come true, I'll also die anyway, right? So if I've already met you as my magical meeting in this world, if there were scales, with all the people of Fontaine on one side, and my pain on the other, is it not obvious where the scales should tilt?
That is deep. This is good. This is good. This is actually... I feel bad for her.
This would also be the justice that belongs to you. Listen well. Fontaine has just lost its Hydro Archon. I need you to play a role. That of the new Archon.
Play as a god?
That's right. You must begin a never-ending masquerade. You must never let anyone suspect your identity. If you can keep it up, then I shall have my way of defying this prophecy. But should your identity be revealed, then all hope will be lost.
But how will I do this? A human assuming the role of a god without being exposed.
Don't worry. What you must do is not to turn yourself into a real god. You simply need to play the role of a god as humans imagine them to be. Being a human yourself, I'm sure you already know what such an entity would be like. Remember, your true challenge will not be pursuing divinity, but contending against humanity.
I'm still not. So, how long?
To accomplish this mission, you will have to stay on the stage for many, many years. You will endure and not grow old until your task ends. But I promise you, all will eventually end in a magnificent and dramatic trial, and everyone—
A trial, huh?
Yeah, this is really cool. It also makes her character make more sense too, of like she has to be this like grandiose fake the whole time. It's really interesting. Like I've said before, I like the story. It's just the filler in between the good parts of the story are what tilt me. So like this is really interesting to me. Like I want to know these things. It's just the tea time and eating bonbons, like sometimes it really slows this down. I could have cut down 50% of this quest and had way more impact and happiness and effect, in my opinion. So that's it.
What should I say to most appear like a god? To be honest, I still don't know. Perhaps I should first— Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to the Opera Epiclese. I'm sure you've all heard about how I have taken on the role of Hydro Archon. Indeed, I am Verena de Fontaine, your new Archon. In truth, I know little about becoming a nation's new god, but as the god Focalor, the god of justice, I shall do all within my power to lead you into an age of fairness and justice. Once again, thank you all for coming. If you should have any questions or suggestions, please— This should do it. I thought I might stammer, but thankfully—
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses humanity would be a bit more—
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions there at the end.
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest. What's the difference between her and an ordinary person?
Exactly.
Wait, what's going on? Why is everyone suspecting me of being a fake? Right. Mirmi said that I just need to calm down, Verena. Think. Assertive, with a strong sense of presence. One who can dispel all doubt. That is— Oh, very good, my people. Only ones such as you are deserving of my rule.
She's actually f***ing crazy, bro. She's actually forced to be wearing a mask, not herself. Like it's quite sad, right? It's deranged. It's like, yeah.
Now then, let us be reintroduced.
Ah, so that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were inside an opera house?
A personality? It's quite shocking, to be honest, but I suppose it's a better look than before.
Such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful! Our future may yet be bright after all.
It seems I've turned them around. Best follow this flow and restart. My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, keep faith in your ardor for justice. We have heard it said that this nation's sins can no longer be washed away. Well, I say that justice is most fragrant when it blooms amid sin. The scales of justice should not weigh heavy in the hands of its god. On one side, it must carry fairness and justice. And on the other, praise and applause. May law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our worship. Let us light the fires and drink to the future of Fontaine! There is no trouble in this world that justice cannot solve. All that is needed is for you, my people, to believe in it.
Really cool. Yeah, this is awesome. Was it 182,000? Holy shit. Holy shit.
I've heard that the first member of our family who was honored to receive an audience with you was Medusa.
Oh my god, 500 years ago.
20 generations ago.
Oh my god.
And what a fine family yours is indeed. It brings me great joy to meet such a faithful believer, a descendant of a line most ardent.
Are you crying?
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Oh, really now? I didn't even notice. This must be the overflow of hydro from my person. Well, can't...
No wonder. No wonder. A manifestation of your power.
Oh my god. Messed up, bro. This is messed up. Holy cow.
I want to tell someone, anyone, about this. But would that not destroy all I've done so far? All I can do is keep heart. I must maintain this act.
Your people are more than willing to share your burden with you.
Share my burden.
After 500 years, it's like, I want to just tell anyone.
That's impossible.
Maybe the traveler from... that isn't from Teyvat, you know?
My duty alone.
Just share it with me.
A witness. Yes, I've heard that you came to and if Teyvat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then you're just a spectator.
Jeez, yeah.
If that's the case...
Then you're not a heavenly principal, you're not... Oh, man, I guess.
He's right. I could confide in him.
Unless he's secretly a secret agent from the heavenly principals, and you're gonna get exposed.
But if things don't play out as expected... No, Furina. You should... But what if... Furina, you've worked so hard for so long. Surely it would be okay to put yourself first for once. Is it such an outrageous thing to do anyway? To find someone in whom you can confide your frustrations and sorrows? Surely it could not hurt if you let this opportunity slip through you. Think about it long and hard. No, I have nothing to say. I am Furina, the Archon of Fontaine. Everything will surely get better.
And she's saying that because she's just having faith in Focalors. And she put her hand in the thing because it's like she would rather die than tell the truth. Because if she tells the truth, what if they can't be saved? She's been shouldering this burden for 500 years. She probably wants to die. But also, it's like... she's come so far, she can't give it up. She can't give up everything now. So it's like, I'm shoving my hand in the fucking water. It's so good.
All you need to do, dear spectator,
it's so good,
is to witness my performance until the curtains fall.
Fine.
So even Furina doesn't know the truth? You've never once let her in on the full plan?
Yes, it had to be done. To deceive the heavenly principles, you must first deceive yourself. If she had let her resolve falter even once in these 5 centuries, Fontaine would have been doomed to the most tragic fate. I'm sure you've long sensed that the Oratrice is no simple machine, yes?
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Lyney did mention that he heard a human voice within the core chamber. It now seems that that person was you, hidden within the machine all along.
And then I became one with the Oratrice, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me. Alas, your understanding of this device still lacks sufficient depth. In truth, it is no enactor of justice. It is, in fact, a device created to kill the god of justice.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, you have it. And to be more precise, Not only will the Oratrice take down the god of justice, it will also take down the divine throne upon which she has been placed. I mean, did you think I would be the sort to enjoy peaceful repose while Furina suffered?
She made a giant death machine. She made a suicide box.
This power, accrued over 5 centuries, could have sustained Fontainians for millennia, had it only been used for that purpose. Almost all of it has now been stored within the Oratrice. But only power of this magnitude could hope to destroy the Hydro Archon's divine throne, shaking the rules established by Celestia, and breaking through the institution that is the Seven.
So the Oratrice's call for death was for neither Furina nor Focalors, but for the Hydro Archon. The destruction of that divine throne. If I do not misunderstand your intent, you must be...
So they're removing the Archon entirely.
Returning what's rightfully yours to you, of course. In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the Hydro Archon to the Hydro Dragon of this planet.
But...
No shot. You're making it the 6 now instead of the 7. And now Neuvillette. I mean, everyone was saying he's like... He seems more than just a normal character.
The ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more, O Hydro Dragon Sovereign. And this is the face you make.
You've done throughout the years is just so you can sacrifice yourself at the very end.
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Even now, I'm quite pleased at how well my deception worked. I must say, had it been within my rights, I would have loved to judge the heavenly principles themselves. Were they not guilty of essentially the same crime? Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea, and the heavenly principles stole the power you ancient dragons possessed.
So just to understand, like Dvalin or some like the other dragons, they had their power taken by the heavenly principles and given to the Archons? I actually didn't know that. So then my question is the Fatui potentially going, hey, you guys are corrupt assholes, that's not how this works, and trying to do essentially the same thing on a grander scale, saying this whole system is corrupt. Maybe the Fatui aren't as bad as you think, because maybe they're recognizing, like, this is wrong, right? Very interesting. I mean, who knows exactly?
Iudex Neuvillette, the highest judge in our land. When you regain your full power as an elemental sovereign.
So when I was invited to the court of Fontaine to serve as Iudex, I see now that that was your idea too, at last. I now understand the true purpose behind this position.
Wow.
In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries of living alongside them have gradually brought about mutual understanding between us.
Wow.
And I have even attempted to feel as they feel.
Interesting.
You are a devious one, Focalors. Things being as they are.
Very good.
Surely you know.
Very, very good.
Declare them to be guilty.
Wow, that's so smart. That's so good. Damn.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Neuvillette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
Wow. This is quite incredible. Very good. Wow. No wonder he's so powerful. F in chat.
I, Iudex Neuvillette, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
Wash away their sins. Neuvillette IL? Question mark. So he's broken the curse.
It's time to end this. We must mete out punishment to that beast.
Wow.
I have gained the strength sufficient to deal with it. Through certain means, I now have the ability to separate the power of the Primordial Sea from that creature. Traveler, now that the oratories can no longer function, I require an executor to help me mete out justice, the root of the calamities befalling Fontaine. The beast that enacts the prophecy. Its name is the all-devouring Narwhal. Come with me, traveler. The hour of execution has come.
Holy shit, this is so sick. This is so good. I'm really enjoying this. This is the most I've enjoyed Genshin in ages. Really cool.
But how are we going to do that? It's huge!
I've already done my best to separate the power of the Primordial Sea from the way. Considering the size of the beast, I cannot reach the power source. Unless we can find a way to attack it from within. I shall share a part of the ancient dragon's power with you. We shall look for an opening together. I can feel its sorrow turning into hostility. Just its instinct to devour.
It's time to get sucked!
Let the world collide! What's that hole thingy over there?
Ah! Griffith! Oh yeah, this guy's fast.
Trouble.
I have granted you my protection. Do not fear. Seize the moment and use my power to suppress its root from within.
Race to the wicked!
Oh, that's that Skirk or whatever. Child, where you going, bro? She's yeeted him into the abyss.
Thanks for helping with the cleanup. It should have been my job, but Oh well.
I'm starting to save. I'm saving. I'm saving.
It was just supposed to be a short private training session for me. I didn't think that my disciple and my master's pet would start brawling in the meantime. Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point, but they bumped into one another earlier than I thought. What a blunder. I suppose I'll have to swing my sword 3 million times as penance.
That power.
Paimon has an idea. From what she said earlier, she must be Child's master. It's just that he gave us the impression that she was the...
I simply did not have anything to say to the weak. But you, on the other hand, so you may speak to me as equals. I have to agree. It's a strange use of a planet's primordial waters just to raise an all-devouring narwhal. That kind of power is wasted on it. It's not cooperative. It eats too much. And I have more important things to do with my time than pet sitting. The only thing that creature has going for it is its looks. All in all...
Miss Skirk?
The point...
Well, being that this pet... so what sort of person is your master? Well, Child's master's master.
Oh, right. So you don't know him. His name is Sertologi.
Who the who?
I am unfamiliar.
That'd be cool. They add a new element, quantum, to the game. That'd actually be kind of cool. I know her legs and arms are like covered in like void.
Have you heard of the name The Fowl?
The Fowl?
Still nothing? Well, how about the Visionary? Vetterfulnir then? Or Gold Rhindaughter?
Ooh, that one we've heard. Rhindaughter's part of the Hexen Circle. She's obeyed a...
Oh, so you do know that name. To be honest, I also heard all of the... But I suppose you understand now, yes? My master is likely a similar sort to Rhindaughter. They are both pursuing some form of perfection.
Wait! Didn't you also mention a visionary person?
Actually, never mind that. I believe it expedient to inform you that the all-devouring narwhal used up nearly all its strength fighting you. Such roiling hydro energies will prove difficult for the planet's deep seas to digest. As such, the Fontaine back on the surface has most likely been thrown into chaos.
I am looking respectfully. I'm looking very respectfully.
In other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing.
What?
Not to worry. Focalors has...
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Furina will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Hey! Help! Over here! All hands, initiate emergency rescue! Hurry!
Airship.
Hey, lend a hand!
water's receding!
It's a miracle!
Water's receding.
We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was wrong. The prophecy was wrong.
Pog.
Are you alright?
We're safe.
Wow.
The prophecy was wrong.
It was all worth it. It was all worth it. Wow. That is awesome. That was sick. My honest thoughts are that was like the best quest I've seen in a long time, if not ever. I think that is the best quest in Genshin Impact, at least for the payoff and wrapping up that kind of story. I think they nailed it. Like, they definitely nailed it. Again, like, I know I always complain about like the filler, and I still think that is a bit of an issue, is like how brief some of these sections could be. The payoff is amazing, but it's like, if you're making people fall asleep with like tea time and bonbons in between, sometimes like just the pacing seems off, but the payoff is awesome. And like Furina, I see her in a completely different light as a character. Like now I'm looking at this character and I'm like, damn, she's a badass, bro. Like I was annoyed with her at first. I was like, she's kind of cringy, bro. And now it's like I have a new respect for her as a character, I suppose. Really, really good. I was impressed by that whole thing. I think it was so good. And, you know, I said, looking at 4.2, I was like, this looks really good. And I've been enjoying playing this week and getting into the game again and seeing some of this lore happen. Like always, I want to find out what happens in this story. I want to keep playing while I'm having fun. And this was really good. This is really, really cool. Now I want to see what happens next. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.